Today, I'm going to show you a fun new sewing technique that you can add to any project. And actually, it's not new. It's very old. I picked up this vintage shirt recently, and I just love the detail with the open stitch work on it. It is just such a gorgeous, simple little detail. And I'm going to show you how to do something like that today with your sewing machine, because a lot of times stuff like this was done by hand. So let's jump into the technique, and then we'll talk about how you can apply this to some projects. To do this, you're going to need some water-soluble interfacing and a sewing machine with decorative stitches. Now, when it comes to water-soluble interfacing, there's different types. There's this one that almost looks like stretchy plastic, and then there's this one that almost looks woven, but it's not. And I do suggest using this one because it's a little sturdier. Now, you can get away with this one, but it's just going to be a little trickier in my experience. So we're going to need some water-soluble interfacing because these stitches in the middle are open and they're not being sewn to anything. And when we're sewing, if our needle's just going into our machine, it's just going to knot up and it is not going to sew. So we need to put a reinforcement in the opening while we're sewing. Water-soluble interfacing is so cool because it melts and disappears in water, and I'll show you exactly how it works. Just be aware that you don't want to use a normal interfacing because you can't rip it away and it's not water soluble. And if you try ripping it away, you're probably going to rip those delicate stitches in between your fabrics. Real quick, before we move on to the next step, this video is presented by Art Fabrics. Art Fabrics is an amazing fabric printing company that's based out of Canada. You can design a custom print on their website with their tools, or you can create one of your own and send it in. They have tons of fabric qualities to choose from. They have natural fabrics, a bunch of great synthetic fabrics. They even have vegan leathers. I'm super excited about these. And what I'm most excited about is this glitter performance fabric. It glitters and it stretches. Super cool. I've been having fabric printed at Art Fabrics for years and I love the quality. So if you're looking to have fabric custom printed, definitely check them out. There's a link down below in the description. So we need 2 pieces of fabric that we're going to create a seam with essentially, but there's going to be a gap in the seam. Now on the back side, you want to take the seam allowance and you want to iron it back because we want a nice clean edge here when we are creating this. So I've cut my strip of interfacing and I'm going to be drawing 2 straight lines on here. And first one is just for placement of the edge of the fabric. And now the next one needs to be the width, the gap that's going to be in our stitch. And I'm going to be adding a 1/4 inch here, but you really want to test out your stitches and measure your stitch to see what that width is in between. So that way you know how wide to make this gap. And we're drawing these lines so we can line up our fabric right with that line. And we're going to pin it down. I'm going to be using some muslin today, so it's nice and easy to see with our stitch. And now we're going to add our pins. So first I'm going to put in some vertical pins away from where I'm stitching, but adhering the interfacing to the fabric. And then I'm going to be adding the pins in perpendicular to the stitch we're creating. So that way I'm really securing this interfacing because we do not want it to move around on us. Now I'm going to do the other side. So now I've got it all pinned down and our interfacing is secure and we're ready to add our decorative stitch. Now it's time to head over to the sewing machine, but before you tackle your final project, you definitely want to experiment and try out different stitches on your machine so that way you get the perfect one. So here's a little sample I made and you can see that some definitely work better than others. So you're going to want to find which ones are your favorite. I find that the ones that have dense stitching or satin stitching work the best. But you really want to test out your stitches and measure your stitch to see what that width is in between. So that way you know how wide to make this gap. Actually, I'm going to use this stitch right now. I think it's going to turn out really cool and I think you'll be able to see the technique best. Now a lot of times on the decorative stitches, the width is really maxed out because it can only sew so wide in the sewing machine, but you can usually make it skinnier or narrower, but then you're going to have to change the gap distance that you're sewing with. So you want to make sure you're lining it up with some alignment points on your foot as well. So I'm going to be watching these little red vertical lines on the right and the left of the foot with the folded edge of the fabric, because you might need to adjust it a little bit as you're going, and you do need to guide it, because obviously your sewing machine does not sew straight unless you guide it. So here we go, and just make sure you take out those pins before you get to them. We're at the end. It's time to take a look at it. Before the magic happens with the water soluble, we need to remove our pins. And then after we remove our pins, we need to remove some of our water soluble interfacing. So this is essentially like a little strip of glue almost. I feel like it gets really sticky when it gets wet. So we really want to remove as much of it as we can before we put it into the water. So now that I have most of that water soluble removed, we're going to get rid of the rest of it, and we'll be able to see those peekaboo stitches in no time. So I've got my fabric with my water soluble interfacing on it, and check that out, all of the interfacing is gone. You can now see through our stitches. So now you can see how we've created that decorative stitch over the open seam, so you get this little peekaboo effect where the seam is. How fun is that technique? I just love it. I hope you decide to give it a try, even if it's just on a scrap of fabric, so that way you can see when maybe you want to add it to your projects. Where else do I think this could be useful? Well, I think it's a great technique to use if you're looking to upcycle or take something in, because you could essentially slice something to make it smaller, to take it in, cut away some of that fabric, turn back some of the fabric, and then add that decorative stitch. So wherever you want, you could essentially slice into a garment and add that stitch. And through that seam, you could make it smaller. How fun would that be? And you can also add it to any existing pattern as well. I think it would be super great for our Versus style tank top. I can really imagine some different rows going down the front of it or across it. You could really have a lot of fun with this, and you can just cut up the pattern, add the extra seam allowance that you need, and then you could add these open air stitches to that spot. I just think this technique is so cool, and I feel like it's been lost in mass manufacturing and clothing. If you have any questions about this technique, leave it down below and I'll get back with you as soon as I can. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you know when all the new tutorials come out. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for watching today. These videos are for you guys. And if you want to learn more about sewing, make sure you check out my online and in-person courses. There's links down below for everything. And if you want to know what's going on in the studio today, check out the Instagram stories. And if you want to know more about the outfit I have on, well, check out the YouTube shorts and the Instagram reels. I'll be doing a fit check there for a while. Thank you so much for watching today. Bye!